want to get to what happened in Philadelphia last night, though, because Joel Embiid, let's just call him frustrated after last night's loss to the Celtics, did not like the officiating. Take a listen to what he said. Can we...
Nobody for his suck.
So there you go.
25,000.
I mean,
lightweight.
Did he cross a line? Because normally with Joel Embiid, I was saying to some of our producers this morning, it's kind of like Charles Barkley, right? He's been said so many things that people are like, it's just Chuck. Oh, it's just Joel.
Yeah.
And you kind of have more room to get away with stuff. But did he cross a line with that? I mean, this was pretty, it's not just the cursing, it's pretty pointed.
Yeah, but like T-Mac said, what's the worst that's going to happen? 20, maybe 50? And then you got your frustration out. Like, he's frustrated. He got to vent. It cost him many thousands of dollars, but he can afford it, and we go back to work the next day. I don't think it's a big deal. I've heard players say much worse.
I don't think it's a big deal, but however, don't take it out on the referees. It was a great game. Yes, they missed a call on you towards the end of the game. It was a blown call. They should have called that. I just think it's another way to handle that. You saying the referee sucked, meaning you thought they sucked the whole game. No, you are upset about that one call that you didn't get and felt they cost you all the game.
And I will say that the start of that sentence was him saying, I was an idiot, because he thought they were down 3 and he went with I don't remember how many seconds to go that he took the shot, less than 10 seconds to go, and he obviously took just the 2-point basket. So, he was also very upset with himself and called names on himself, and then called names on the people in the black and white shirts around him.
Like I said, it happened. Like, especially when you're taking someone who lost a tough game against a rival team,
with
missing their best player, and you put him on a press conference and give him a microphone. He's frustrated. He's going through a lot of emotions. Would he have said that today? Probably not. He wouldn't have put it that way. He might have said, that was a tough call at the end, I think the 2-minute report will show. But he ain't going to talk like that. No. He's talking like that because...
Nobody talks like that. Come on.
Perhaps the 2-minute report will absolve us.
Well, I think that's right. Well, okay, let's talk about the Sixers' bigger picture then, because they did lose at home to a huge rival, a Celtics team without their best player. Kyrie Irving's sad. He's going to sit again tonight. You have shown a lot of confidence, T-Mac, in this Philly team since they picked up Tobias Harris. They had 2 great wins after that trade. Is this loss a bad look, though, considering there was no Kyrie? It was at home?
No, not at all. The 76ers are still trying to figure it out, right? They haven't been together, only a week?
If that, yeah.
If that, they're still trying to figure each other tendencies out, what Tobias likes to do. Tobias is trying to figure all these guys out. They're trying to figure him out, and, vice versa. So I don't put any stock into this about being a bad loss. However, I do put a lot of stock into it on the Celtics side and what this really means for the Celtics moving forward and Kyrie Irving. Because if you look at how these other guys played last night, they played better when they was given more, right? So if they're going to play like that, because we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie, right?
Twice.
And we had more of a role. So with you coming back, we're not saying we can win a championship or get to the finals without you, but we can play like this and add you, possibly get to the finals and win a championship if you come in and allow us to be who we are. So I think they need more. Kyrie needs to fit in with these guys and be a closer that they need.
These teams in a weird way are kind of like the Spider-Man meme, because it's the same thing. You can have too much. It sounds weird. We're like, no. 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 1. And so for the Sixers, like T-Mac said, they got to figure out how to incorporate Tobias Harris, where it's not just everyone takes a turn, but trying to get the most out of this group. But sometimes having too much out there means somebody's not getting full output. Same thing with the Celtics. You take Kyrie out of that lineup, and I would say you take anybody out of that lineup. Just one of those dudes gives a whole lot more space for everybody else to operate. And so what T-Mac is saying is, it's not going to be just like we're this, and then you add Kyrie, we're going to be even better. We have to work and find out where the Venn diagram kind of like crosses over and find those commonalities, because otherwise it's just going to be a lot of people bumping elbows.
Right.
All this does is underscore to me how good the Golden State Warriors are, that it's more than just, hey, throw a bunch of all-stars together, that it actually is coaching from Steve Kerr, that actually is buy-in to the concept and sacrifice and all of that stuff.
Well, it's a little bit of sacrifice, but it also has to do with the personnel, guys that don't need the ball.
Right, well, Klay Thompson.
These guys
no one's Klay Thompson. But personnel also, and that means up here also, and the way Steph Curry has approached having KD come in and all of that stuff is a big deal.